are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due. Law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
We are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. It's Barnes, it's Tony, it's Michael, it's Renee. It's Monday.
Monday, dude. Happy Monday, bro.
Happy Monday, dude. How's it going, man?
Great, dude. Good weekend?
Excellent weekend, and obviously we all know, I mean, what a time we had on Saturday night.
Phenomenal time, dude. Bowling finally seems long overdue.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh,
a year?
my God.
Was it a year? Because I know we had our show there, but we didn't get a full game in.
Would some say it was law of averages to bowl Saturday?
I think so.
Yeah, you can argue that, dude.
I think so. And I have to say, I mean, I was happy with my performance. I wanted a little better. I mean, me and Michael, my third game, I think we were talking 175 and 151, but over 100, for someone who doesn't ball every time, start there, work our way up. And I think, honestly, next time I go, I think I can improve on it.
Me
so
too.
I'm happy with the way what was your analysis of everything?
Of myself or just, I was very impressed with you guys, I would say,
thank
dude.
you.
Other than that, really.
Yeah.
No,
it's true. I mean,
everyone's all right.
That's hard left for some reason. Next time we go, you got to fix it.
All this is a follow-through.
It really is, dude. It's all about taking
he
it
does
slow.
that push thing.
Also, I noticed he almost runs up there a little bit too. You gotta take it nice and slow, steady, keep everything aligned. And
when
accurate.
I go up, I thought of what Tony taught us last time. When you come back on this part, just keeping it your elbow as tight as possible.
Yeah.
Because I before I would go like this basically. I wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, no, you don't.
And then I'm humming it either left or right. So it helped me keep it more centered. But my thing was just, you saw the pin. I'd hit a pin, then the pins behind it wouldn't get it.
Yeah. But what about you specifically? How did you feel about the way
I bowled horribly, dude.
Yeah.
Probably the worst I've ever bowled in probably in the last decade, dude, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Well, of course, it's been a couple of years since I've bowled too. So it's
longest layoff of your career.
Longest layoff of my career for sure. And it's not exactly the most, the best atmosphere to focus on your game. It's the food, couple beers.
Well, and just the whole ambiance there, right?
Exactly,
it's not a traditional bowling
There's
atmosphere.
people just running up next to you and bowling. It's dark. You can't even see the markers in the lane, really. So,
Yeah, but good time.
Oh, dude, great time. I had a fucking blast.
And I think something to build off.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yes, totally.
It's contagious. Dude, I'm itching to play again.
And,
me too.
Before we get started, I just saw this. I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't get a notification on it or anything. There was the whole controversy. We were talking about last week with Djokovic and the Australian Open, but they have reaffirmed his visa. So he's in for the Australian Open, Tony. So he gets to defend his title. I think he has the most in tennis history. So looking forward to watching that from down under.
That's awesome, dude. Good for him.
And, so it is in Australia. That's why it's all fucking crazy, bro.
Yes. So I don't know if Bogut put in a good word.
Yeah, exactly.
Happened, but, I mean, we're overdue for some tennis talk, Tony. It's been a long time. So once that tournament starts, we'll get into it a little bit.
Probably since August, US Open, right?
Yeah. And then also, there'll be some golf talk as well.
Yeah.
The Hawaii swing continues this week. Sony Open. So stuff to keep an eye on. I think this could be our longest show in history. I mean, we'll keep it around how we usually do, but if we needed to, if we wanted to, 3-4 hours probably easily. All the football talk. I mean,
forget about it.
Speaking of football, let's go to the world of the National Football League.
Juju Smith-Schuster is blown up. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins. Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out of the club. On its way. It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good. Oh, my goodness.
All right, so the regular season in the National Football League is over.
I can't believe it, dude.
I can't believe it. But before we get to results, anything, I just look at this ESPN notification. Okay, no.
It feels like it all morning.
I wouldn't be surprised. They call this Black Monday because they fire all the coaches right after the regular season ends. And we've had a bunch of firings already. And the biggest shock is Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores.
Wow.
Let go. And this is after he rallied a team that started out 1-7 to finish 9-8. They swept the New England Patriots, beating them yesterday. Wow. Touchdown on the last play, defensive touchdown. He goes 24-25. Obviously, doesn't make the playoffs in all 3 seasons, but this was not a performance thing. Supposedly, there was a power struggle within the front office, and they didn't like his connection to some of the players, Tua specifically. But in my eyes,
what do you mean didn't like his connection?
There was a rift, I guess.
Oh, they want him to be cooler with him.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But my whole thing is, I mean, you rally a team from 1-7 to 9-8, and you're going to pick the front office in Tua. First of all, Tua was a mistake. The front office drafted him. So why are you firing the head coach? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a really weird thing to do. It must have been more than just him and Tua. It must have
maybe him in the
owner, front office. That's the biggest.
The GM, maybe he's just not getting along with them. Yeah,
but it's just I don't know. We talk about in baseball all the time. I'm always going to go with the coaches over the front office.
Right.
The front office needs to sit down. I mean, they're getting paid. The Armani suits,
Wow.
You know what I mean? Sitting up there and kind of sticking their chest out.
The Armani suits, dude.
And then also to continue on with the firings.
I didn't know it was a front office pay.
Much expected move, but the Minnesota Vikings fire Mike Zimmer. I believe he might have been there 8 years, but they missed the playoffs 5 out of the 8 years. Might have been a couple games over 500. You kind of felt that one coming. Matt Nagy,
the Bears.
I mean, we thought that should have happened before this season.
Right.
So that doesn't surprise anybody. I mean, Joe Judge still there for now.
That's probably the biggest surprise, I think, right now.
Yeah, I mean, after getting embarrassed. Did you see the whole thing yesterday? How it was 3rd and 8 on their own 5-yard line. Doing a quarterback sneak. They did it multiple times.
3rd and 8.
In his press
3rd and 8?
3rd and 8. I more ridiculous than Trevor Williams, I would say, doing that stuff. But the way they've got embarrassed, I don't know what's worse. The way they've played, especially offensively. I think they scored 24 touchdowns in 17 games.
Shut the fuck up.
Really? Not even 2 touchdowns a game.
Oh my god.
And that's including defensive touchdowns. So I don't know what's more embarrassing.
Laughable.
What you're said or the way they played. Yes, I'm dead
in
serious.
18 weeks. They even got an extra week.
Yes.
What do you say?
No, just every week.
What
What
he
about
has
results?
said.
Guys are getting their golf clubs out.
Yeah, like
what are you saying?
Dude.
What are you doing?
The guy's
remember everyone loved him last year?
Yeah. But if I were the New York Giants, honestly, what I would do right now, fire him, bring in Louis Riddick, the former scouting with the Eagles. He's on ESPN Monday Night Football now. And bring in Brian Flores, honestly, because I feel like he got results. He was stuck with Tua. He didn't want to. He did work with what you have. And the problem with Joe Judge is, of course, injuries. They didn't have the right quarterback. But it's like, look at what the Eagles did. They're in the playoffs. They didn't have a ton of talent. And it's like, he didn't improve the team at all. He made it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think it's a good move, honestly.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do there, because obviously fans are getting impatient. I'm sure, the owner's worried about losing sponsorship, season tickets. I mean, how do you get people to still go to the game when the product is worse and worse every single year?
You can't, dude.
So that's, just something to keep an eye on. We'll see if there's any other moves coming in terms of coaching, but a lot of vacancies out there. We'll see what happens with the Raiders. They have an interim coach now, but they made the playoffs. We'll get to that in a sec. Jacksonville's been interviewing a lot of guys. So lot to see what happens, in the next week or two here. Speaking of Jacksonville, 26-11, they defeat the Colts yesterday, knocking them out of the playoffs. And I believe, Tony, we had this discussion on Friday, and you were looking at me wide-eyed. There's no way they're going to lose.
Well, hey, listen, bud, don't be like you predicted this, all right?
Did I not?
No, you didn't. I don't think you did, actually. You were like, Trevor Lawrence could go off.
I think I did.
No, but I was.
You backed me up. Yeah. Because remember, Tony, I was like, Trevor Lawrence last game going off hot.
Right. Yeah, I guess so.
But, yeah, I think it's a fluke. They're trash.
Yeah,
Was the running back
disgusting,
playing
dude.
for the
Like,
Colts?
Yeah,
He was.
77 yards, no touchdowns.
No touchdowns, dude.
Carson Wentz, not coming up
Interception,
big,
only one
interception.
He threw an INT. Wow.
And so this is the Jags' 7th straight home win versus the Colts, and they win this game. They get the number 1 pick in the draft. They got the number 1 pick last year in Trevor Lawrence, who looked good yesterday. So I think there's a foundation there, and they have already started, like I said, with their coaching interviews. But one guy that I would not bring in that I heard they interviewed is former Texans coach Bill O'Brien.
No,
that would be the worst thing they could do.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something.
I would bring in Joe Judge, honestly, over Bill O'Brien. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that would be a joke. I mean, he traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you can't do that.
But Joe Judge, though?
No, I'm kidding.
Obviously.
No,
I'm kidding.
But I would like to see Byron Leftwich get in there. The former Jacksonville Jaguar. He's the assistant with the Bucks. I think it would make sense.
He deserves it.
And I think you have another number 1 pick this year. You get a good coaching staff, and I don't see why the Jags can't be competitive next year. Michael, I know you don't like this comparison, but I just feel like Lawrence has shown so much more this year than Zach has.
No way.
And I just feel like
no way, dude. You're wrong. You're wrong.
No, I think he's right on that one. But I mean, like, first of all, it doesn't really say much because I still feel like Trevor Lawrence, like, he's had some clunker games too,
Had some clunker games, but I don't know. I just I feel like he's still going to be what he, it just the struggles of a rookie season, the foundation. That's just what I
see. It's so funny you talk about him like that, but you can't talk about Zach like that. You're just so scarred by the Jets over the years. No, it's true. Over the years with the quarterbacks, I feel your pain, bro. I'm there. But I just think it's different with Zach, dude.
Yeah.
I really do.
I hope so. I really hope so. And just to give a comparison, just to have a third party here to get your opinion here. So
am I the third party?
Yes.
Oh.
So my kind of grade here, I feel like Trevor Lawrence this year, 68, out of 100. Zach Wilson, 42. Is that fair?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he lit it up, but I just feel like he showed more.
He definitely showed, but again,
I don't know.
42, 68.
And so, I mean, obviously, I hope both guys are stars. That'd be great. But how about the Colts here? I mean, they needed to win one of their last 2 games to make the playoffs. They lose both, and they were 15-point favorites here. What an embarrassing way to end the year.
Do you think it was just overlooking, not prepping for
Utah
the game?
Jazz? I think they went out for drinks with them last week or something. Really a shame, though. Jonathan Taylor. But I think, honestly, what did them in, Carson Wentz. They gave up their first-round pick this year, so they don't have that for Carson Wentz. Not to say, he had one of those 48, 67 grades this year, but still not worth a first-round pick. And I just don't think he'll ever reach where he was that year where he got hurt, where he was going to win the MVP.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
All right. So real quick, because I'm just, I'm sorry. I got to defend my guy. So he played 13 games. All right. He was 3-10, 9 TDs, 11 touch interceptions, and 2,334 yards.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence had 4 more games, and he only threw 1,000 more yards and 17 INTs and 12 touchdowns. So I'm sorry, he's trash. He's just as trash. If you're gonna say Zach Wilson's trash, he's just as trash to me.
No.
Yeah.
See, but the thing here, and I think
he's threw more passes.
It's not just stats, though.
Yeah, and I know that, but guess who's gotten better over the years? Zach Wilson has, and more comfortable.
I would say so is Trevor Lawrence.
I think the thing here, Tony, and I think you know this, and I would think Michael should know this too. I want, in the worst way, for Zach Wilson to be a star, but it's just haven't seen it. And it's I want to see it. That's just an honest opinion. It's not I'm trying to hate on him. And I feel like you could see that too. I mean, you got to show us something.
You're scarred.
Yeah, I feel like it's
and you won't admit it until he's 10, 15, and 0.
Honestly, no, I got to give it to Barnes here. I think it's one of his few unbiased opinions right now that Zach Wilson isn't that great.
Yeah. I mean, he has a chance. This is second year. This is everything. It's all going to either work or it's going to fall apart.
For both of them, then.
For
both of them, then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Both
of them, then.
It has to be.
And
why does it have to be?
Because you can't have one situation different than the other. If it's Zach Wilson's time, if he has to prove it in the second year, so does Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and I think he definitely will. Right. I mean, obviously, depends how they rebuild these franchises.
Come on, buddy.
Speaking of the Jets, they fall 27-10 yesterday to the Bills. Close game at the start, but Bills get that second straight AFC title. They'll host the Patriots in the playoffs, so it's interesting. Patriots lose that game yesterday, so they got to go to Buffalo. We know what happened, that game where the Patriots ran it down their throat earlier this year, so it'll just be interesting to see if, how they play this game, what the weather conditions are like, but that'll be a fun game to watch, of course. In this game, though, Josh Allen, despite the tough weather conditions, 239 through the air, 2 touchdowns, ran the ball well. Hit Diggs for a touchdown. He had 91 yards. So you feel good if you're the Bills after that real slump they were in the beginning of the middle of the season, I guess you could say. It was a question of whether they're going to win the playoffs. They ended up winning the division. So I feel going into this game against the Patriots, they should really take care of business because we've seen the Patriots taper off these last couple of games, and the difference between Josh Allen and Mac Jones, I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, dude. I think when the Bills played the past, that was that game where it was super windy, unbelievably windy. I really do think that Belichick was just almost more ready for the conditions than the Bills were, because it just seemed like they got out coached in terms of how to strategically work around the wind. So I think it's going to be an entirely different game, when they do play. But I mean, good for the Bills. I think it's their second time. I think it's the first time since 70 something they won. Or 89,
it was
89, 91.
It was because they went 3 straight Super Bowls and lost.
First time they won the second straight.
4 straight Super Bowls.
4 straight Super Bowls and lost.
Yes.
Yeah, lost all 4. Yep.
All 4.
It was the first time since then they won
back-to-back divisions. But
back-to-back.
the first time at home that they clinched it as well.
Yes.
Since then.
Get words.
You know who was on the team then?
Ryan.
Current Colts coach, Frank Reich.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah,
he was on that.
Back to Jelly.
Wow.
Oh, back on the Bills then?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
He's a backup. Dude.
And to bring in Matthew here, he says, I'm rolling with Wilson Barnes. He's our guy, boys. And the whole thing I would say to Matthew, and I wish he was here to talk about this, but it's what is it why is he our guy? What have you seen to make him our guy?
These are the hard-hitting questions, Michael.
What I have seen from him
you
is poise and calmness and someone who clearly understands this is a process. And then bet of Fett. I'm going to read this for you, Barnes. I see you squinting. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
I might get glasses,
I got you.
After this.
Cowboys fans showed up and beat up an Eagles fan while Philly fans just watched. Is it time for the Eagles fans to look in the mirror? The fans who used to boo Santa and punch opposing fans have turned soft.
I mean, I honestly listen.
Matt's answer: athleticism, extends plays, big arm, and mobile.
Okay.
Michael makes good points too. Thank you, Matthew.
All right.
Sounds like he's the perfect quarterbak.
I wish he was.
He will be.
I mean, no. Listen, Matt has a point. He's showing some of those things, but like I said, he didn't have one game though where it just jumps off the page this year, and that's what concerned me. And there's nothing to dispute there. It just didn't happen. So that's where I'm coming from. As far as, and I'm sorry, what is
Kyler Murray 2.0? He said.
Well, the comment on the Eagles fans. What's the
Bet of Fett?
I
think it's Solo.
Okay. My whole thing.
Bet of Fett, Solo locks.
Makes sense.
My whole thing here, though, Eagles fans have had a terrible reputation, but at the same time, it's we got to look at this from NFL fans as a whole. We've seen this happen in sports, even too. Fans, we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard and not do stupid stuff like this because then problems come and it just makes the whole experience for everyone worse. It's everyone wants to just go to a game and enjoy it. You got to respect everyone. I mean, that's what it comes down to. The bottom line, it doesn't matter what fan you are.
No, yeah, I think totally right. And I mean, don't expect me to jump into a fight just because you're the same fan of my team.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to watch the game. I'm not trying to fight.
I'm trying to get kicked out.
If I wanted to fight, I would start training to box. But I don't want to do that. And I'm not doing that, dude.
And it's dude, like you said, it could. What if this stuff happens more, and then there's restrictions at games now?
That's
because
what
of
I'm
it.
saying. Stop it.
That'd be so
Stop
annoying.
it.
Yeah, only 8 beers per person.
Yeah.
I mean, that would probably be a good thing, honestly.
What?
If they limited it to 8 beers a person.
Yes.
But how could they keep track?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was saying just
in
hypothetically,
general,
they're not going to do that, but I'm saying it would probably be a good thing. I mean, do we need to have more than 8 beers?
I feel like you would be a proponent for that.
Yeah.
No,
If
no, because from me. Tell me this though, honestly. I mean, I feel like I know you're. I know I'm saying it again. Here we go with my trademark line. But what is really the difference between having 8 or 12?
4 more beers.
4 more beers, so more out of control, just being ridiculous. 8. I mean, I think you're feeling pretty good. You don't need to really have any more. Do you really need to?
Yeah, but see, that's like, I feel that's like very objective.
What if it's like Andre the Giant?
Yeah, dude. Like, what if with 10 beers for me might feel like nothing for someone?
You know what it is, Tony? I'll chalk it up to my couple more years of experience on this green earth. I've just seen that you don't need the couple extra. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
You're Mr. 10 beers deep, though. Come on, dude.
Back in the day, I mean, you know what I mean? Like in the
back then it
bowling
was like
alley, I wasn't having 10. I mean, what did I have? 4, maybe 5? Like, come on.
I don't know. I wasn't counting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just letting you know, informing the audience out there.
I don't know. No one can follow that up, though. Do we have a Barnes beer count?
Yeah.
Anyone know?
All right. Anyway, so back to the game. The Bills win division, all that. Patriots game for the Jets. Speaking of Wilson, I know the conditions, everything. 7 of 20 for 87 yards, sacked 8 times.
How's that his
did
fault?
have a touchdown pass. Finishes this season 3-10 as a starter, 2,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Didn't turn it over the last 3 or 4 games. The one thing I could say that I did like to see, but at the end of the day, it's 55.5% completion. It's a 28.5 QBR.
How are you supposed to do anything when your offensive line is letting you get sacked 8 times?
Joe Burrow last year.
Uh,
Tore his
ACL.
But look at
Scramble.
the production before that. It was off the charts. It wasn't even close to what Zach Wilson is doing.
They're a better team, though, the Bengals and the Jets.
They're a better team now,
They
but
were better
they didn't have
yesterday,
Jamar
last year.
Chase last year.
True.
So that being said, though, Michael, they do find themselves in a similar situation where they have a lot of draft capital
4 and 7.
that they need to take advantage of. It's actually now 10 for
4 and 10.
Yes, because the Seahawks won yesterday. Yep. So 4th and 10th. But hey, I mean, a top 10 pick, nothing to scoff at. But this is the time where you really need to make use of these picks. And my whole thing here, I haven't looked, I'm not a college football aficionado, so I really have to study who's going to be in the draft, who's not. But I would, with these 2 picks, I want either definitely a number 1 wide receiver, and then either an offensive or defensive lineman, who's ever the better prospect. I think it all starts in the trenches. But like you said, you need to be protected, but then you also need weapons. So if you get a guy like Jamar Chase,
we
could see Zach take off, but then it's really no excuses if they get him a guy like that.
Of course. But we need the line.
Would you say line over anything? Like if you don't have a line, what are you?
Yeah, I guess so. I would say line over anything. I would honestly, like you said, I would draft like an offensive weapon first, like a wide receiver.
But like, would you do?
And then after that,
yeah,
O-line, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like with those 2 picks, that's kind of how you get started.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of decisions to be made, and I just hope 1 year from now, either we're talking about a potential wild card game, or we're wrapping up the season 8 and 9, 7 and 10. But Zach Wilson is a Pro Bowler. I will say, Michael, you got me. You were right. But anything short of that, it kind of falls in line with what I'm saying. So I think next year is a huge year for Zach Wilson and the Jets and Robert Saleh.
If Wilson doesn't really perform next year,
done.
axe him, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What about Salah?
Salah, it depends the control of the locker room.
Really?
Effort on the field. Defense. The whole thing was, he makes his defenses better. They had the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Played a little better yesterday. So I think it's a big year for both of them. And last question to kind of wrap this up, and I know Michael's thoughts on here. He's all in on Zach. Same thing with Matt. If you, though, were the GM of the Jets, would you consider we are back. Would you consider the possibility of bringing another quarterback in right now?
No, honestly, I wouldn't at all, dude. This is only his first year. It was obviously first year for a lot of people in the organization, but I would give him the benefit of the doubt for sure.
And would you bring back Mike White to be the backup? Or do you want someone that, like a Case Keenum, filling in for Baker type of thing? Just to have that option.
Yeah, I would probably prefer Keenum.
Yeah, a veteran
a little
guy.
more, a little more seasoned.
Yeah.
Bring Fitzmagic back.
He can teach,
and I want to ask the 2 of you this, and I know so much is going to change, but just your best guess at it. And I'm going to start with you, Tony. Next year, the Jets are going to win how many games?
Is there going to be 18 again?
17, but yeah.
17. So no. Dude. Give me, what was it, 8 and 9?
Yeah.
8
Yeah,
and 9.
nine.
I think that. Yeah, it's me too. I was gonna say the same.
Okay.
Like 8 wins.
Okay. All right. And is he in the Pro Bowl?
No.
Is he in the Pro Bowl? I think they have the stats for it, but I don't know if he's gonna.
How many
be in it.
QBs do they bring to the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. So
Or actually, wait. No, wouldn't it be? I think it would be 6 actually.
So
Usually
may,
3 on each side.
maybe.
3 out of
So
the
3
AFC.
out of the AFC, 3 out of the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be tough, but he could.
Alternate,
He'll be
though.
in the discussion.
Yeah.
And if the quarterback doesn't want to do it, he'll go. Type of thing.
Yeah. He'll fill it. So, a lot of time between now and then, but obviously pumped for this NFL draft and definitely going to start studying prospects. And tonight might be a good time too. We got the national championship game for college football, Georgia, Alabama.
Okay.
Just real quick, Georgia or Alabama?
Alabama.
Michael?
Georgia.
I'm going to say Alabama.
Yeah.
Matthew, if you're still on, just curious your thoughts on a pick here. We'll read it off if you give us one. And then to finish it off, Tony, the last game of the regular season last night, we saw the Raiders 35, the Chargers 32, overtime thriller, 3 field goals kicked in overtime. You don't see that much.
Really
the whole
don't.
talk of before the game, should they just knee it out and tie? They both make the playoffs, booting the Steelers from the playoffs. They played out, though, and it was interesting. The Raiders coach even alluded to this. They were considering just running out the clock, but the Chargers took a timeout, ran the ball one time, gained 10 yards, setting up a game-winning 47-yard field goal. If it was you, would you have really tried to play towards that tie because you knew it guaranteed you? Because if you kick that field goal, the other team could block it, return for a touchdown, and then you're out of the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, I would just play for the win.
Yeah.
Always play for the win, dude.
No, I'm with you too. But Chokery, my
Matt
future
says
brother,
9 and 8.
9 and 8. Okay.
Giant step for Wilson. Wild card game. Solid coach of the year.
Chokery, my future brother-in-law, he was texting me actually this morning. Chris Collinsworth, I guess the whole broadcast kept talking about the knee, the tie.
Yeah.
Former Bengal wide receiver, fed up with him, wants him off the air. I didn't watch the second half of the game because I just went to bed.
Right.
But he said he just wouldn't let it go, and it's like I think I agree with him though. Not to say that he needs to be fired, but it's just like the tying mindset is a losing mindset.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
And, that's what happens, dude. Chris Collinsworth, don't even mention his name on the show, dude.
See, I forgot that you don't like.
Hate him, bro.
Oh man,
It's that dweeb, right? The narcissistic dude.
Yeah. Dude, he did it last night too. I know. I forget who he was talking about, but he's talking about their body. Oh, he's got such muscular arms. He runs so well, and he can pivot. And literally, if you were to watch his broadcast and don't know anything about football, you would think every player everywhere is the greatest player in the whole world.
This is amazing.
This guy is a master of his craft. You see this? Look at his arms. He stops up and gets the ball. Shut up, dude. What do you know, honestly?
Yeah, stop it. So he's a color commentator.
Yeah.
If you had to say off the top of your head right now, any sport, best color commentator you ever heard.
Oh wow, any sport, huh, dude?
Micheletti.
Honestly, I like John McEnroe. Tennis.
John McEnroe. Tennis.
Freaking hilarious. Dude.
Okay.
He's great.
And you just feel like it's a good blend of he's talking about wwhat's in front of him,
Yeah.
but he has a lighter.
Oh yeah,
side
yeah,
as
exactly.
well.
He's a very funny guy. I mean, he's pretty much he's known obviously not only as one of the greatest tennis players, but he's also known for his ridiculous temper. He's gotten fined in tournaments for just ripping the ref or whatever they're called, the judge and stuff. It's hilarious, and everyone knows it, and he knows it, so he just kind of makes fun of it. It's great. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Beta Fett, Marv Albert.
Marv Albert, but
wow.
that would be a play-by-play, but yet,
Cool.
definitely a legendary broadcaster for sure.
I want to show you guys the seats my dad had.
Keith Hernandez.
Really?
Yeah.
Over McEnroe or no?
No.
Okay.
Ron Darling's pretty good too.
Unbelievable.
Wow, dude. Holy shit.
I cannot wait to go to Allegiant Stadium.
This is some good footage too.
Yeah.
It's a steady hand.
Steady hand.
Yeah.
Runs in the family.
What a game. So
what about you, dude? Color. What do you got?
So, definitely a tough one. I actually have to say, Tony Romo.
Yeah,
I think he breaks
Tony.
it down.
He does.
He makes sense with what he's saying. He's into it. You know what I mean? The guys that are very vanilla. I don't like that. say what's actually out there. And I don't think
Yeah.
he says stuff that Collinsworth does, like exaggerating. If a guy's
Right.
good, he's going to say it, but he doesn't think everybody
Right.
is the greatest gift from God.
Yeah, and Tony Romo like knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
His predictions are crazy sometimes, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he'll
no,
predict
they
a
are.
play, like literally right before the snap, and exactly what he drew out happens. Like, it's crazy.
And
I
I
don't know why
guess
he doesn't coach.
I guess he technically doesn't
Probably,
qualify
yeah.
because he's retired now, but Kenny Singleton right up there as well.
Mhm.
Legendary. He's the same thing. He's not gonna inflate stuff. He
Right.
says
He
it.
just
as
says
it
it
is.
as
That's
it is,
all.
dude.
That's all we ask
Yeah.
for as fans.
So Collinsworth should be fired.
Collinsworth should be canned, but we know he
Canned.
won't. Tarico, him.
I don't know why, dude. Like, why do they like him?
I don't know, but I honestly always thought he was annoying.
Yeah.
He used to be actually partners with Buck back in the day.
Right.
But it's just crazy. You get used to stuff, and it's like I was talking to my roommate last night about this. That was the last game, Sunday Night Football, that we'll ever see regular season. Collinsworth and Michaels. They've been doing it for 13 years. So all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It's going to be a new group in there. So it's just kind of funny. You get used to something. It seems like they're going to do the same thing forever. But
Yeah.
obviously, everybody moves on.
Yeah,
So it is.
that's fine. Apparently, Collinsworth, I just looked it up here. He's negotiating a $12.5 million per year deal to stay on Saturday Night Football with NBC, and it'd be $12.5 million annually through 2025.
Wow. That's so. I'm guessing you're not a big NBC guy, Tony.
I might not even watch. I might boycott the game. We should all boycott the game, dude.
Boycott the game. So I have to say though, the Raiders get this win. They make the playoffs. They win their last 4 to make the playoffs under interim head coach Rich Bisaccia. I think they're a really good story. And Carr, numbers wise this year, didn't light it up, but did what he needed to do. You look at a guy, I think it's just like getting the max value out of guys. Hunter Renfrow, 2019 fifth rounder, walk on at Clemson. This year, 103 catches for 1,038 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's getting maximum, ability out of your guys. I think that's great. And I think, honestly, regardless of what happens in the postseason here, I think that he should be under consideration to remain the full-time coach because I think it's about building a locker room, and he's really turned around that chemistry after all the stuff they had to deal with earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, talk about like all the football stuff they have to go through. I mean, those storylines, those things that happen could be season killers.
Right. And to hold it together with no prior head coaching experience.
Yeah. Very impressive stuff, dude.
And I think, what the problem is? A lot of times we look at stuff from far. We look at win-loss.
Mhm.
We don't look at the coach themselves, the
Right.
character. And that might be the most important thing.
Yeah. I think you're right. People do focus on just the record as opposed to like other like obstacles they've overcome, other wins they've had other than like winning games, which for a team like that this year, it might be better than that.
To make a comparison, kind of like Buck Showalter. Only a couple games over 500, but what he does in the clubhouse,
Right.
the improvements, kind of similar.
Look what happened to the Yankees after he left.
Yeah, there you go. So it'll be interesting to see, what happens there. And disappointed we don't get to see Justin Herbert in the playoffs as well as Austin Eckler.
Dude, Eckler's story, pretty nuts. Did he even go to some like D2 college?
Yeah. I forgot what school it was, but yeah. And
Colorado, Utah, no,
Colorado State, maybe, or something. One of those things.
But it was like Western Colorado. I don't know, dude.
Okay.
Fuck it. I looked it up last night too. Didn't remember it.
20 touchdowns this year, by the way.
20. Western Colorado University.
Okay, I'm guessing that's Division 2.
Yeah, it is D2.
So obviously, that's
From
a guy
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska, but didn't get recruited by it.
Wasn't a Cornhusker for some reason,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude.
But disappointing that you don't get to see Herbert in the playoffs.
Very, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think he deserved it. Honestly, I was saying that last night.
Yeah.
It is really unfortunate, and I thought, if he did make the playoffs, he could have been kind of dangerous in terms of making a run, and it is what it is too.
Your thoughts, though? Do you think his head coach holds him back at all because doesn't kick field goals? He goes for it on 4th and 1 from his own 18. Like, he's very erratic with his decisions. It could have cost him a playoffs. I mean, how do you feel about that ultra aggression from a coach like that?
I don't know. I think it's a little situational. I'd have to see what exactly transpired on those going 4th downs and field goals. I would say more often than not, though, I do appreciate the aggressiveness.
Yeah, you would just do it.
Just do it, dude.
Yeah.
4th and 1, just fucking. But then again, you kind of have to be successful.
And one scenario here before just to wrap this up, we'll say what games we have this weekend.
One more scenario, Michael.
I'm just curious though.
Just curious.
So you score a touchdown, no time left on the clock in regulation, kick the field goal, go to overtime or the extra point, or do you go for 2? What do you lean? Because you're saying about aggression and
I feel like the percentage of teams making 2-point conversions are extremely low.
I mean, it's around 50%.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know the specific number, but it's definitely around there. Could be a little less, a little more.
Oh, they go for it, dude. Yeah. Throw up a nice play. Come on.
Because we've talked about it, the rollout pass,
right?
Get the edge, take it. If not, someone can just streak across the end zone. They're going to be open at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so hard to defend that. So just kind of interesting. But I hope the Chargers now we can see them finally in the playoffs with Herbert next year. But for now, we'll have to wait. And just to give the audience here the playoff matchups we have for this weekend. So starting on Saturday, Raiders and Bengals. So that'll be a regular season rematch. The Bengals blew them out, actually. So it'll be interesting to see at home here. Cincinnati with that high-powered offense, they can run it back. We mentioned Patriots, Bills. That'll be the later game on Saturday. Eagles, Bucks. That was a competitive game during the regular season. But even with the injuries, I mean, you'd expect Tampa to win that one. But the game that I have circled here that I think is going to be the most thrilling of this weekend, and tell me if I'm wrong, Tony, 49ers and Cowboys.
Really?
Just because you think about it, the way that the Niners are built, the defense, the running game, Deebo Samuel, against the Cowboys with their defense this year. But what we've seen them do in big games, 2 storied franchises, they're up there with total Super Bowl, championships. I mean, I think this should be the most exciting game of the week. I don't know if, looking at the schedule yourself, if you have one that you think might even top that or.
Dude, I got a weird feeling about the Steelers, dude.
That thought was in my head about the Steelers.
Really?
Yeah. What's behind it?
Obviously, Ben's last year, dude, they miraculously get into the playoffs. Unbelievably. And now they're versus a team like the Chiefs, where people are like, oh, dude, it's Chiefs. Like, there's no way they're going to lose. I don't know, dude. I feel like all signs point to an upset.
Wow. Unbelievable.
How cool would that be, dude?
That would be something, honestly. And it just, it's a shame, too, because they probably have bottom 5 offensive line in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And if they had a top 10, they might be one of the top Super Bowl contenders. Their defense is really good.
I know. It is
Watt
really
tied
good,
the record.
Dude. Yeah, it's right. 22.5.
Yeah, and he had one earlier that they took away because they said it was a tackle for a loss instead of a sack.
Oh.
Would have had the record.
Your thoughts on the Manning cast curse? Did you know every single active player who appeared on the Manning cast as a guest this season went on to lose the next game? Debo is unreal. Cordell Patterson, but way better. Great point, Anthony.
About what?
Great point, Matthew.
Storybook-esque.
Great point.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Matthew. Great point.
Cordell Patterson.
Great point. Point out my great point.
I hope he gets some love in free agency because he's a guy, and it's a shame he wasn't used right in the beginning of his career. He's drafted as a receiver, deep threat, but running the ball, you got to just have creativity these days. Because so many guys, athletic abilities can be utilized for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of the man cast thing, I did notice that. I think I saw that yesterday. I think it's just like kind of a whole lot of bull.
Wow, Tony. I honestly, I'm so impressed by your answer there. I swear to God, because you've always been a big, superstitious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really like. I'm stunned. Honestly, I was expecting you to tell me the correlation and all that stuff.
No, I got nothing, dude.
Because I mean, kind of falls along the lines of what I say about, what does it have to do with the game on the field?
Right. Unless they're doing, some weird drugs and stuff, and they're hungover the next day, or I don't know, dude.
And last question here to kind of wrap up the football conversation. Does Jerry get his wish here?
One last question.
Yeah, Sunday, 4:30. Do they get the win?
Yeah, I think so.
Decisively or sweats it out? Christie up in the booth.
I think it's going to be pretty close, but maybe fourth quarter pullout by the Cowboys. A couple unanswered touchdowns, dude. And then, Cowboys get it.
Wow. So I think nevertheless, we'll have some exciting games, and then really it'll be a great story. The Titans, they get that bye. Derrick Henry will be back. Your guy. So they'll face the
guy.
they'll face the lowest remaining seed, and then the Packers, despite Rodgers playing a half and losing to the Lions yesterday, they have the number 1 seed in the NFC, so they'll play the lowest remaining seed as well. A lot of talented quarterbacks, a lot of talented teams. I can't wait, and I have no idea, honestly, really who's going to be in the Super Bowl. I lean Packers, but it's like, could anything happen? Could any of these teams win a Super Bowl title?
I feel like they could.
I mean, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
literally any of them.
Anybody's in the conversation.
Pretty
so
cool.
Can't wait for that. It'll get started on Saturday. But for now, let's go to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls got LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. So before we get to the on-the-court action, Michael, the moment you've been waiting for, Bowl traded to
I
the
know.
Pistons.
I can't believe it.
Magruder in a second-round pick. Instant analysis here, Michael.
Instant all-star.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I can't wait to see it. And then Matt made a good point yesterday. Him and Cade Cunningham for the next 10 years is going to be amazing.
I kind of think best case scenario, the Pistons aren't going anywhere. He's going to play a ton. It's now or it's never.
Right. I can't wait, dude. You're going to see so many Bowl highlights. It's going to be like when KP was on the Knicks.
Yeah. I definitely could see that. And are you almost surprised, though, that he didn't fetch a little more? I mean, Magruder in a second.
I mean, you're going to see Malone fired at the end of the season after this trade.
Yeah. Especially, Denver ends up in the play-in, loses.
Yeah, and then you see Bowl averaging 25 or something.
Oh, him next to Jokic for 10
Oh,
years. Forget about it.
I know.
How do you think he's going to play in Detroit now? Full playing time, all that.
Yeah, I know. I would imagine that because he's getting so much more playing time that he's obviously going to be able to improve maybe a little. Like
you're still not buying
at first. Yeah, we'll see, dude. But I could see him really, kind of coming around and being a really good, like, consistent player.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it though. It'll be fun. So the games on the court yesterday, we saw Klay Thompson play his first game since 2019 NBA Finals. Warriors 96, Cavs 82. Thompson 17 points. Looked pretty normal to me after coming off an ACL and an Achilles. 17 points.
The dunk.
The dunk.
Poster dunk.
I was impressed, honestly, that he was able to put in that type of performance coming off a layoff like that.
Yeah, what was it? Something like 900 and something days?
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous, dude. And of course, you got to imagine. I mean, honestly, like looking at him like pregame, he looked a little nervous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was like a little stiff, dude, which, I'd imagine, like you said, it's such a long layoff. But, 17 points, like you said, he was looking pretty elusive and quick out there. Like, really, like there was never really an injury at all, dude.
Yeah. I was impressed with that.
I would expect to see even better performances from here, honestly.
Yeah, I do. And I'm rooting for Klay, definitely.
You have to.
It's a good
He's the
story.
best.
Really
He's
is.
always a good guy and always just a solid player. One thing that I thought was a little much, Draymond Green started the game and then they took him out after 20 seconds. He's injured with a calf injury. They just wanted him and Curry all to be out in the court for his first game back, but it's like, just we'll be out there plenty of games when he's healthy. Like, why are we forcing this? They had to literally have him foul somebody so they could take him out of the game. Like they literally had him for the opening tip, and then he just fouls the guy, and they take him out. He's like limping, like
get the hell out of here!
I swear to God.
You think that was like a Draymond Green being like, "Oh, I want to be on the field."
The only thing, maybe Klay wanted it,
Really?
But I don't know. I just feel like when he's healthy, he'll be out there. Like we don't need to.
Yeah,
like,
why is that even a thing?
But it's almost it's a little different. But it's almost like in the NFL sometimes offensive lineman will be hurt, but they want to continue his consecutive streak. First play. Insane. You can't do that. That's not continuing streak.
Yeah, no. That's bull.
But I have to say, I mean, I was definitely impressed with the Warriors. I mean, I think they're definitely going to be, one of the top teams in the NBA moving forward, like we've talked about. And the Cavs, kept it close early and then kind of slipped away. At one point, they were down 24 points. But Rondo looked actually pretty good, 15-5. So I think it's just one of those things. Cavs are improving, but the Warriors are just, in the upper echelons of teams in the NBA, and they're going to struggle against teams like that. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, no, that is for sure. I thought, pretty low scoring game. I thought all around. Well,
Top 2 defensive teams in the league.
really?
Yeah.
The over-under average was like 218, 216, something like that.
Yeah. But see, that's one of those. Oh, that's not a lot of points. Yeah, just take the over.
Wow.
We've talked about it, Tony.
We have, dude.
Michael, where are the Warriors ending up at the end of this year?
Western Conference Finals
Against
the Lakers.
And the Lakers are winning?
I don't think so.
So they end up.
In the NBA Finals?
Yes.
Little trick question there.
You like that?
Yeah.
And one that surprised me: Mavs 113, Bulls 99. Luka triple double. I mean, really didn't see this one coming.
No, me neither. Honestly, dude. I guess the Bulls. I mean, what? DeRozan at 20.
Levine 20.
Vucevic at 13. Levine at 20. I mean, I guess when Luka goes off like that, they didn't really have anyone else to kind of, I guess, mirror his performance and stuff. So, kind of tough, dude.
But I think it's one of those things. At the end of the day, does it really change, where these teams lie? Like, you know what I mean? It's like it just shows anything can happen in the NBA. That's how I feel.
I would say they're pretty too. I mean, I would lean towards Bulls, in terms of more all around. But I mean, in terms of records and stuff, they're what 22-18, 26-11. I mean, nothing. It's not like it's just like, oh, dude, the Bulls definitely gonna win. Like, no shot the Mavs could ever win this or whatever. So yeah, like you said, I don't think it really means anything.
Yeah. And then lastly, Grizzlies 127, Lakers 119. Fought back at the end with the subs. I think at one point they were down 20-something points here. LeBron, though, 35, 9-7. Doesn't get much help elsewhere, though, as the Lakers snapped their 4-game winning streak. Westbrook, 6 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, and they were minus 22 with him out on the court. So it's just like, I mean, how many times do we need to see LeBron having games like this and then not getting any help? I just feel like I just feel like something now. I mean, I know AD will come back sooner than later, right?
Terrible decisions and getting certain players.
So, and I spoke of this earlier in the year.
I spoke of this, Michael.
What they decided to do, because they were hamstrung by the cap situation, is just since they didn't have a lot of money, instead of going after younger guys with upside and bringing in a couple and then do deals, they did all guys that are veterans on minimum contracts that are older and just figured, well, the experience, LeBron can make it work. And they just didn't get enough athleticism in shooting, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they find themselves in the situation. And then relying on AD, I mean, it's like when he comes back from this injury, it's like he's got to be in there the rest of the year because he keeps doing this year after year. Right. It's never going to work.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's true. Like, honestly, I feel like after this year, you got to get rid of him if he's still like.
Yeah. Yeah. And you think about all that they gave up for him.
For him. Yeah. What good is he if he's injured? Do you think they should maybe play Dwight Howard some more? He had 9 minutes last night, 3 for 4.
Yeah. I mean, the other night he had a really good game as well. I don't get it. But they have played well with LeBron at center, but it's like LeBron can play any position. And it's just like, I like Howard blocking shots and rebounding. And I just feel like those guys these days get undervalued. And that's the problem with some of these teams. They're just so concerned. Oh, well, we got to defend the perimeter. We got to shoot 3-point shots. It's like, what about down low? I mean, that still matters. You can just let guys go to the basket.
I know. I think Dwight Howard's really good down low.
Yeah. So we'll see kind of, what adjustments are made.
Sounds like we should be the GM.
Tony. I mean, it's really it's amazing to think what type of positive impact we could have between the NFL, the MLB, the NBA. Hockey, I think maybe you could take care of that. Me, still learning.
Yeah.
But
still, it'd be groundbreaking. We would change the whole league, dude.
Because it's just at the end of the day, like we put the BS aside.
Right.
It's just about performance, execution, and we don't care about the sideshow.
Literally.
That's what it is.
And I think we're pretty personable people,
Yeah, exactly.
People like us.
Right. And we're going to give guys shots.
Yeah.
We're not like, it's just a certain nonsense that goes on.
It really is, dude.
Which is unbelievable. So moving on to the night, we're kind of going to make this a new theme here on the Sports Report. Instead of pre-picking games, we're going to just do it like we have with the NHL. So 2 picks. Tony, I'm going to start with you. What do you got for NBA tonight?
I'm trying to think my internet's down, so I don't have any games up. Go to the phone.
You want me to start and give you a second?
Oh, yeah, sure. You start, dude,
okay,
real quick.
So for my pick number 1 here, I am going to go with the Utah Jazz, 11-point road favorites at the new home of Bol Bol, the Detroit Pistons. While I talk about overlooking this and that, sometimes you're just a better team. And I think the Jazz here, I'm going to say 138-98. And they easily defeat the Pistons, and that would go over. Total set at 224.5. So that will be my pick number 1 here. What do you got?
Can't believe you're gonna look me in the eye and pick the Utah Jazz like that, dude. That's terrible. All right, give me the Cavs over the Sacramento Kings tonight, dude. I feel 10 o'clock in Sacramento. I mean, Sacramento is pretty trash. They're 10-13 in home games so far. They have a 5-16 record in games decided by 10 points or more, so they get kind of decisively beaten a lot. Cavs, I've said it all season pretty much. Good young team, dude. A lot of vibrant energy to them. Obviously coming off of a loss, so I think they're gonna want to bounce back. You see the Kings an example. Did you ever score to your game?
Yeah, it was 138-98.
I'm trying to see the over is at they're definitely gonna cover
220.
220. Oh, dude, give me 118, 107.
Well, all right. So the over there. And then actually, before we get to our second picks here, Michael, Spurs at Knicks.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. Was gonna be one of my picks.
Yeah.
Knicks obviously win that. I'll go 115, 114 game winner, RJ again, and then I'll just start the second pick if you want.
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna do Philly over Houston in like a 40-point win, and Joel has career high points, 55.
And I love it, but one question though: with this Knicks win, who's honing in on Murray tonight?
Quickly and RJ.
And you think he struggles or no?
Yeah.
Because I think that's the key.
Shut him up. Everybody else is gonna, they're not go-to guys there in San Antonio.
Yeah. I love it.
How about Ja though?
Yeah, man.
That block last night, that was ridiculous.
Ja's a player for sure, and Grizzlies I think are a good team, better than people expect.
Yep.
My pick number 2 here, I am gonna take the Indiana Pacers over the Boston Celtics. We've seen it all year out of the Celtics. They don't win the games that they're supposed to, and obviously neither do the Pacers. But I just think at any point, and we saw Sabonis have a career high 43 over the weekend. The Pacers can play their game with him, with Turner. So give me the Pacers 110, Celtics 89. I think it's one of those times where they fall behind, jack up the threes, and game goes under, and the Celtics fall to 3 games under 500.
Wow, dude. The poor Celtics. All right, I'm going to take the Hornets tonight. They're versus the Milwaukee Bucks in Charlotte. They just played them, I think, in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis had like 45 points or something. They lost like 114 to 106. Still lost by 8 points when Giannis puts up 45 points. Like, that's ridiculous.
Right.
So I feel like even if Giannis would do that again, which I feel like, and there's a good chance maybe, but if he doesn't, like, what the hell, dude? I think they don't have enough manpower to really to win tonight's game. The over-under says 236.5. That seems like a lot, dude.
Trap though. Oh, it's so high. It's
like
going
lot,
under.
dude.
It's going under.
All right, dude. Dude.
Do what you want, Joey. I'm just telling you.
I'm taking the under. Give me Charlotte 116, Milwaukee 105.
I love it. A lot of action tonight.
A lot of action
on the hardwood, but there also is action
on the hardwood
in the world of the National Hockey League.
In they come. Hedman, what a save by Vasilevsky. Are you kidding me? McAvoy, Frederick, did you get the license plate number on that truck? McDavid, beautiful goal. You just knew that Connor McDavid was going to make a statement. What a goal.
when we get to hockey, and we're back.
And we're back. Honestly, we are back. Tony. Only 2 games yesterday. First one earlier in the day, we saw the Blues 2-1 over the Stars, coming from behind. They trailed 1-0 after 2 periods. Get those 2 goals in the third, and win another home game here. I mean, I feel like that's the story of the season. They take care of business at home.
Yeah, dude, they definitely do. And Vladimir Tarasenko is still out right now, so they're down one of their most important offensive players, I would say. But between who was it, O'Reilly and Kiru, along with other players, obviously Kiru and Riley, the ones who scored the goals in the third period. It's nice to see that they can still kind of perform without Tarasenko, and their defense has always been pretty sound in holding Dallas to just 1 goal. So that's great, dude. St. Louis is really a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think they're only going to start playing better once Tarasenko's back.
Yeah.
So, defend the home ice. I mean, that's what it's all about. The other game, we saw Ducks 4, Red Wings 3, went to a shootout. And really, I mean, a much-needed win for Anaheim here, coming into the game after, playing the Rangers the night before, losing 4-1. And, they had also lost to the Avalanche 4-2 on the second. But obviously the win against the Flyers in between. But I had struggled. I think it was 3 out of 5, whatever it was. To get a win here, I think is big. But I think it just shows the importance of having a veteran team who's been there before, who knows how to rebound from these tough stretches. And I think it starts with Terry, a guy I've mentioned before, had a goal, and it kind of just sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Yeah, dude. Like you said, it is a veteran team, and they were getting pretty pounded defensively in the last few games, and not really scoring a lot of goals, which is, pretty aggravating for a hockey team. Not really getting, your skates under you, not getting momentum. And what you kind of saw here, they played obviously pretty evenly throughout the game, scoring 1 goal in each period, winning the shootout. I think it was a step in the right direction because honestly, the Detroit Red Wings, although the record may not show it, they have a lot of talent on the team. So it's nice to see Anaheim kind of bounce back from after losing the Rangers this weekend.
Yeah. But I think it's big. And then, it just sets the tone moving forward. They can get back to their winning ways. But, I mean, you look ahead, they're going to have to play the Penguins, one of the hotter teams in the NHL, the Wild, the Blackhawks, the Avalanche, the Lightning, the Bruins, and the Maple Leafs before they play the Canadiens. So that's a tough stretch.
Dude. Yeah, it's a very tough stretch.
I think.
I would say so at this point. And, when you think of the teams they're playing, they're not only good, but they're hot right now. So it's going to be tough to kind of go into these games with any type of chance, really, dude.
Speaking of tough, a little tough tonight. 4 games postponed. So instead of having 7, we only have 3. So not too much to choose from. But the floor is yours, Tony. I guess we'll go 1 pick here. What do you got? Lock of the night.
I mean, do I want to pick the Rangers, dude? I feel like I always pick. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Rangers. They're in LA, dude, at the cryptocurrency arena, which is just terrible. Rangers head coach Gerard Gallant, or Gallant, as he may prefer now, on the COVID list. Chris Knobloch is called up from Hartford to coach.
Nice.
Should be pretty interesting.
In no relation to Knobloch.
Tried to look, it didn't really say.
Because they could be pronouncing his name wrong, just like Gallant.
It's quite possible, dude. So I mean, I don't think really that would affect the team not having Gallant at the game that much. I mean, pretty much players coach themselves at this point. It's just about setting the lineup, whatever, dude. I'm sure it really won't take much effect out of the game. Kings, I think, are on a big win against Bucks, dude. Talk about their they're not. Must have misread that one, dude. So I was about to carry over. They held the Ducks, I think, 14 shots at the game, only 3 shots in the third period. On top of that, their goal scoring was on point. The Kings are good, but Anze Kopitar is, I think, their goal leader right now. and their assist leader is the point leader. It's 29 points, only 9 goals, 20 assists. And other than that, like Adrian Kemp, maybe Jonathan Quick is. I mean, he's 10-8 in the season. Now, you could argue maybe that's for the lack of offense of the Kings, because he only averages like 2.5 goals against 921 save percentage. Greenwich boy. But I would imagine, the Rangers have enough offensive power to kind of get past some pucks past him.
Yeah. And I think, you want to just keep moving along here.
Yeah.
Rangers, obviously, like we've talked about many times, just as good of a start as they could have imagined.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to agree with you. The Kings, they're kind of, they almost remind me of the Predators in a way, because like I feel like it's the same thing, expecting to lose and they win, but then also there's games against bad teams that they don't win either.
Lose, yeah.
And I think a big part of that is Quick. I don't think is as good as he was in the past. And it's just kind of funny that all these years later that he's still on the Kings, against the Rangers, obviously, what was that, 2011 in the finals? 12?
2011 sounds about right. I was definitely in high school. Yeah.
So obviously many moons ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they return to the ice tonight, 10:30. Are you going to be watching the first period?
I think so, dude.
It's too much, though.
Yeah, 10:30. 10 o'clock is like, first period.
But it's annoying because why is it always got to be a Monday? You want to get some good sleep, wake up Tuesday instead of a Friday night.
Dude,
would be amazing. You watch the whole thing, you stay up till 2 a.m. Who cares?
You got me, man.
So we'll see what happens. And for my pick here, I was gonna do something crazy, but I couldn't do it because I was considering the Kraken against the Avalanche. Losers have 8 of 10. Colorado, I think, is back to being the Stanley Cup favorite in the NHL. And I've talked about how I think they're good, but I don't know, should be the favorites. And you've been telling me all year one of the top teams in the league, despite that questionable start. 21-8-2 here, but I can't do that. I'm gonna go actually. I'm actually gonna go with the Capitals here at home against the Bruins. And I know they've had injuries, and I'm just looking at here. So it looks like Oshie and Backstrom are still out, as well as Vanek. You look at the Bruins, Rask, McVoy, and Foligno are out as well. And Washington, coming into this game, they've lost 3 in a row to Minnesota, St. Louis, New Jersey. I think they do play well at home, and I think Ovechkin, despite his advanced age, remains one of the better players in the National Hockey League. 24 goals, 27 assists this year, and I think that'll get the job done. And I would imagine they would have Samsonov in goal. He's 13-3-3 this year. So he's done a nice job in net. So I'm gonna say Capitals 4, Bruins 2. And I'm just looking as far as the total here, 5.5. So just sliding in there, right?
Yeah, dude. We'll see, dude. I don't know, man.
You would have taken the Bruins.
I would have taken the Bruins. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They're on a pretty hot. They just beat Tampa Bay 5-2.
Okay. Yep.
Their first line is so dangerous with Marchand and Bergeron. I forget who else in the first line, but they're just it's really impressive, honestly, how the first line's coming along. And the Bruins were also off to a pretty soft start this season. They kind of come along pretty far. So no, we'll see. Anything's possible. Again, betting against Ovechkin is always a question. I think he's like 3rd in the league. He has 51 points, like 26 goals or something like that. Crazy stats for a man his age. The guy is untouchable, really. But we'll see, dude.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And then just quickly, what I was saying, Kraken Avalanche. Is that going to get ugly, or could you just possibly see maybe a Utah Jazz situation overlooking the opponent? They're due to win sometime. They're not going to lose the rest of the games the rest of the season, Minus 430, by the way, on the money line.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that right now. Minus 430 is unbelievable, dude. But I think there's a reason for that. I think Colorado might score 10 goals tonight. 10.
What's the record,
No.
But we've hit double digits in the past.
Definitely. I know that. I've seen that.
Do you remember it of recent?
No.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
Because it seems like 7 is a ton.
Yeah, 7 is a ton, and Avalanche scored 7 on Winnipeg.
Oh, okay.
Which goes in a high NHL game by a single team. Let's look it up, dude. 16 and 1920. But see, the
amount of teams, the talent, all that stuff, the rules.
The rules, dude. They scored 16-3 over the Quebec Bulldogs.
The Quebec Bulldogs. So, light schedule tonight in the NHL, but obviously we just hope the Rangers just keep doing what they're doing, and get another victory here. And Shesterkin's still out, as far as you know.
Yes, correct.
List, so it'll be Gorgie in goal.
Yeah. Gorgie.
Do you think the way he's played this year, and if he kind of continues it the rest of the year, will earn him a starting job somewhere next year, or no?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's going to want to leave. I don't know if the Rangers are going to want to get rid of him.
How old is he?
They use him pretty. I want to say he's like 24.
Okay.
Not 100% sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really wouldn't imagine the Rangers want to get rid of him. He's 25.
Okay.
I don't think he would want to leave. He gets a lot of playing time. Obviously, Rangers good organization. I think he's going to stick around.
Yeah. I mean, you really, I think more than any sport, with backups and stuff, like almost you could argue more important than the backup quarterback, because like the NFL, like the backup quarterback really doesn't play.
Yeah.
But the NHL, like you have to. You know? And I think more important than a backup catcher too.
Yeah.
Baseball.
No, definitely.
Because I know we've talked about this before, but you'd say it's like 70-30 on average, like between the backup and the starters. I mean, that's a lot of games. You think about it over the course of an 82-game schedule. I mean, you can't have your backup letting up 7 goals. That's gonna kill your record at the end of the year. Is he the best backup tender that the Rangers have had since
Cam Talbot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. They have like a crazy stretch. Like after Cam Talbot, they had Antti Ranta, who I think went on to play. I'm not sure for what other teams, but he was definitely on the Coyotes. He was doing pretty well, dude. So it's tough. I would say Cam Talbot. Yeah, definitely. I would say since Cam Talbot. Yeah.
So, I mean, your bench is your backups. That's everything. That's the meat of the team, I guess you could say. So, got to give it to the Rangers. They've done well. So we'll see if they can continue their winning ways tonight. And then really, just on the way out here, I mentioned the golf. We did have Cam Smith win the Century Tournament of Champions at Kapalua in Hawaii, a PGA Tour record, 34 under par. So he wins $1.476 million. And he shot 65, 64, 64, 65. Edging out John Rahm by 1 stroke. And then also, he finishes 3rd. Matt Jones sets a weekend PGA Tour scoring record, shooting 62 and 61 last 2 rounds to finish 2 strokes back. I mean, that's insane.
Are they pumped for golf or what, dude?
They are pumped. I mean, imagine Hawaii, and there's another tournament like I mentioned this week. Yeah, everyone's been Hawaii a couple weeks, playing some golf, making $1 million.
Yeah. 1.476.
Yes, 1.476. And then also, Phil was in this tournament. I was just seeing. I feel like he was at the. I don't know why I'm like losing my.
Oh no, dude!
I can't believe Tony. Okay. I found it. Tied for 30th, 14 under par, but he does net a nice $108,000. So I'm sure that covers expenses.
Really, dude? Yeah.
The payouts in golf, unbelievable. And this was a smaller field. I think we're about 120 golfers, but this was only people who had won on the tour last year. That's why they call it Tournament Champions. So we'll get a full field starting on Thursday, like Dog would say.
Thursday.
Sony Open. So we're getting back to a little golf talk. Tony.
Can't wait.
Masters will be here before we know it.
Oh, God.
Last golf question for you, though. Is Tiger playing in the Masters?
Absolutely.
Michael? Unequivocally?
100%.
Unequivocally.
Where does he finish?
Top 2.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Michael?
Fist pump, red shirt, Nike hat, win.
I actually think he wins as well. And it would be the biggest golf story of all time.
Sports.
Oh yeah.
And maybe sports. Yeah.
Maybe.
You would actually watch like the full final round if he was leading by a stroke on Sunday.
Oh, I would love to. I would probably watch it anyway.
Really?
On Sunday, dude, yeah, just hang out.
Okay,
dude.
so is that basically like the only golf tournament like you'd watch is the Masters pretty much?
No, if I'm around
Mhm.
that I can watch it, I'm flipping it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but the Masters, it's funny because I feel like a lot of people like me and Matt in college, he obviously doesn't watch professional golf.
Right.
He actually enjoyed watching the Masters,
Right.
April, the scenery.
I think watching any golf tournament is honestly really entertaining.
Yeah, but people don't realize, golf's so boring. Golf's
It's
so
really
boring.
not, though.
But the scenery on these
Yeah.
courses, it's
I know.
it's unbelievable.
Then very high production value, dude.
Yeah.
They do a good job.
So because have you ever been like tied in with that at all? Or I guess not really, right?
Ever like worked a golf
Yeah.
tournament or anything? No, never
No.
golf.
Because I guess really, it's NBC, CBS, they're the main golf.
Yeah.
Have you known anybody who's worked for like Golf Channel or anything?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
Our old professor, Brian Thorne, is a cameraman.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. Your mic's not on.
Really?
Tiger won in 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the Masters. In
Yeah.
19.
19.
Yeah,
He was he was right there
Dude,
when
he
he was
goes to
putting it.
Every tournament, dude.
Does he
loves
love it? He's
He loves it because there's first
He's-
of all, it's
yeah.
always nice weather. Like you're never not in
Yeah.
like a nice. I think there's like one tournament. Sometimes they're in Scotland or whatever.
Yeah, the Open Championship.
Yeah, the Open. And other than that, though, it's like Hawaii. You know,
Yeah.
it's Florida. Like it's nice places.
The only thing, and I know it's like, I mean, you have to kind of spread it out and play everywhere, but they start west and then like
Mhm.
work their way over. But I just feel like, you're California this time of year, Hawaii is fine, but California, might be not as nice, not
Right.
as warm. Same thing with Florida, like in March instead of like May.
Mhm.
But I guess it's like you have to make the schedule somehow. You can't be playing in Arizona in the summer.
Right.
So then, you play like New York and stuff,
Mhm.
in the middle of the summer. Would you consider going like in the future to a championship in New York? Maybe Bethpage?
Like the U.S. Open or
Yeah.
Just because I never had before, absolutely.
Because I've never been.
Really?
No.
I would imagine golf is one of those sports where it's kind of better to watch on your couch.
Yeah.
It does seem like the atmosphere is fun,
Yeah.
but it's like,
You can't see everything.
can't
you have
see
to
everything.
follow a group.
yeah.
But I think, you know what, just to kind of warm us up, like why don't we go to the TBC Cromwell, for the travelers?
Sure, dude.
They're getting a lot of big names and tickets are reasonable. I
Yeah?
don't know, might be.
What is it?
I think it's July. I mean, we got
Oh, word.
we got some time.
Yeah, some
I
time,
can have it
dude.
outside now.
Yeah.
But a corporate tent. All you can eat, all you can drink. I mean, it sounds like you're getting a little more interest.
That sounds pretty dope. Yeah, exactly. There's beer and food involved, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm down.
So a lot of fun stuff to look forward to.
Mhm.
So, other than that, I guess I would say last question, Tony.
Yeah.
Djokovic, does he win?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think there's even going to be a competition for him, honestly.
I think he's gonna play with a little bit of a chip.
Yeah,
on his shoulder, too.
easily.
Oh, you didn't want me here? Well, I'll show
Yeah.
you why I'm here and
Yeah.
what I'm here to do.
Right.
Wow.
So I agree with you.
Sounds
fellas.
just like him.
Yeah.
And I'm just letting our fans know. I mean, we're gonna be talking a little Australian Open once it starts.
I can't wait.
I could not be more excited, and I know Michael is beaming of the thought.
Beaming.
I love tennis.
We're gonna do a little watch party, dude.
Oh yeah, man. I gotta like look at the field and stuff, but I just hope it's him versus like whoever the second ranked player is, because I don't know what the deal with Nadal and Federer. I
I
know
don't think.
had a bunch of injuries. Same thing with
Mhm.
Murray.
Yeah.
But Chokery, big tennis. He plays himself. So
No
I'll have
shit.
to
I've always
kinda
wanted
get
to
some-
like
That
play,
name
dude.
sounds like a tennis player's name.
It does.
Yeah.
Chokery with the serve.
Yeah. So I know he's watching this probably later on after work. So definitely gonna have to talk some tennis with you.
Yeah.
Get our tennis knowledge up, Tony. But other than that, something on the way out.
Oh, dude, that's all I got. Make a good dinner tonight.
What do you got?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I think I'm having some ramen with some. I made some chicken. All right, dude. There's a whole big thing last night. I think I made bad chicken last night.
Oh, it was expired.
I left it out on Friday. I defrosted it on Friday,
Mhm.
and then I didn't cook it till last night.
Unrefrigerated?
No, not. Yeah, I left it on the counter for 3 days. No, it was in the fridge.
Okay, in the fridge. But what was the deal with the expiration date?
I didn't even look at it, dude. It was in the freezer for like
What did it taste like?
months.
Yeah.
I smothered it in this sauce that Jay got me for Christmas, actually, which was delicious. But it's just like there was a few pieces that just like tasted weird.
Oh,
And it's
Do you
like
feel weird
chicken, like
today?
you can never what?
You feel weird today, your stomach?
Do I feel weird? No, not really.
So it's not bad.
Yeah, I guess.
chicken though is something you can't mess around with.
I didn't even want to eat it. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even want to think twice about it. I wanted to eat it. I didn't even eat. Oh, dude. So I don't know.
It was
We'll
tough.
see.
So
Yeah,
you're really looking to have a good dinner tonight.
Yeah, I had some like ramen thing my mom gave me. I might make. Some nice
Okay.
ramen, dude.
Well, to me, ramen for you seems like it would be an appetizer.
Ramen.
Ramen.
I don't know. That's why it's like the thing she got from Costco. I have to look into it, see how much
Yeah.
it is, like how much food I'm gonna be eating.
I'm telling you, that's an appetizer.
I know. I might order some like dumplings maybe with it. Or something.
You find like a good spot now around you for Chinese, or that you're comfortable with, or
No,
but you just give it a try anyway.
I'm trying any place now at this point, dude.
I mean, I know it's far, but if you're ever somewhat close, Village Gourmet in Norwalk, I'm telling you, Tony, as critical as you are with food.
I'm not though. Not there. Like I'm not around there. I'm not gonna go to Norwalk.
Well, I mean, I think I've been in Norwalk with you, so clearly sometimes you're in the area.
Yes, but we don't go to Norwalk to get Chinese food, okay?
No,
But
that's why I said if you're in the area, give it a try. That's all. You never know
right.
when you'll have a shoot.
I'll try it. Yes, I never know.
So I'm just saying, so something to keep in mind. Now
Give it
you
a-
know the
yes.
name's circled.
Give it a shot.
And actually, not that far from you, Chinatown Kitchen, Shelton. It's probably 15, 20 minutes from you.
I'm getting so hungry right now just talking about
But I'm just telling
love
you,
Chinese food. Chinatown
kitchen,
Kitchen Shelton.
Try it.
All right, dude.
You know I wouldn't give you a bad recommendation.
I don't know, dude. Where do we order pizza from? Fucking
Testo's.
Testo's.
Yeah, but that was just more you kind of being.
It was pretty bad.
Oh my God.
Michael,
Which one?
Testo's
Did
pizza.
he even? Did,
Yeah.
but he didn't even eat
Just
it
by
that
the
time.
look of it, dude.
I
And,
know.
and
The
it,
look
and it
of it.
tasted the way it looks, bud.
You know, there's something I could say to this, but I'm just gonna.
Oh my! No. We don't hold back here,
No,
dude.
no. Because I
There's better pizza out there.
Dude, we
you
had
know?
Southport Pizza on
no,
Friday.
that's actually what I was gonna say. Not that I don't think Southport pizza is bad at all, but I just cannot tell the difference between that pizza and Testo's pizza.
Really?
Sorry, that's just
Oh.
my honest opinion. Not trying to come after anybody. Southport, you guys do a great job.
Yeah.
Not saying you don't, but I think Testo's is a great spot. I'm sorry.
I feel sorry for you.
I am gonna do a blind taste test, and then you're gonna be tricked next time. The Testo's.
With Testo's in Southport? I don't know, dude.
What are you gonna do though if you fail it? Are you gonna? I give up. Sorry. Is that what you said?
I'll do exactly that. I give up.
What a show, though. Honestly, what a show.
Amazing.
Appreciate
Dude, an
you
hour
fans.
17 with all that.
Hour
Nice, dude.
17. Really, I mean, tennis, golf, food, coaching hires and firings. Come on. What more
More
do you want?
for this, yeah.
Oh, and I promised last thing. Yankees hired first female head coach in the minor leagues or manager for their single A Tarpons short
Okay.
season. Saying this is the first time.
Where's she
ever.
from? What's her name?
She's an assistant hitting coach. Her name is Rachel something, but I'm just saying it was groundbreaking. That's all. I mean,
Not groundbreaking enough to remember. her
You're
name.
really grasping at storylines right now, dude.
You're so tight.
I thought you were telling me she got hired for like bench coach, like for the Yankees, like
But they have a female assistant hitting coach though.
already.
They had her last year. I don't know why I don't. Yeah, I my fault. I know I should have the names and everything. So next time, Tony, before I announce some news to you, I will have names. I will have birthdays. I'll have stats. Okay,
That'd
How
be great.
about
Yeah.
But of course, thank you to all of our fans for tuning in. Keep commenting, liking, subscribing, merch, downtimetv.com, full archive on the YouTube page. We will see you.
Mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our blood.